What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with Brand Chen, whom I believe is the most beautiful physique in the classic physique division if we just talk about pure lines and pure aesthetics. One of the most classic looking physique, especially from the front, in the pro league right now. Now many of us did not believe that Brand can be this strong. He posted a training update after a very long time where he's pressing 400 pounds on the bench for very solid 7 reps. And very clean ones too. So that is an unbelievable level of strength for a guy of that height. So why Brand Chen was unable to evolve with the classic physique division? Well, that is very simple. His conditioning is nowhere close to the top level guys, especially of today. And secondly, when you look at his front double biceps, that is arguably the most aesthetic looking front double in that entire classic physique division. But the side chest as well as the back double biceps, that is very shallow. And that is the major reason why Brand Chen has been unable to place in the top 15 in the last couple of years, even though he has placed as high as top 5 at his Classic Physique Olympia debut, which he made back in 2019. Now there is something about all of these guys from China. They all have that unbelievable quad sweep, and that is a very important factor that contributes to that overall X-frame and that insane V-taper that all of these guys have. Now I have no idea why Brand was unable to improve on his weak points. Maybe it was because of the weight cap. He did pair up with the legendary Chris Cormier for a while, but the other guys, they have all been improving extremely fast. Or maybe Brand needs a different coach to help him put on some muscle, especially in his weak areas. Now this guy is one of my personal favorites in the classic physique division. Forget about the placings, just comment your favorite physique in the classic physique division right now. Guys, Mr. Olympia Signature Series is now live on hostel.com. Use the code FAZI10 to get 10% discount and click the arrow below to check out all the hostel products. Next up, we have an update from Hunter Labrada. So no competition in his mind as of right now. Not running any crazy cycle since the Olympia last year. Just loving the training and the process of getting better. Now I am super glad more and more of these top IFB pros, they are opening up about the importance of cleaning out and detoxing your system after a grueling long prep. And in the last proper physique update from Hunter that he posted, he was in the health and the recovery phase. And that means running only TRT or something like that, only test. But his strength right now is still looking pretty damn solid. Those are 6 players on that machine and Hunter is pushing them for reps. Not many people can do that. Now there are a lot of people out there who do not believe that Hunter can be top 5 at the Olympia again. But his performance at the Olympia last year, I have got to say, it seems very much realistic after that, because he was at his all-time best during the prejudging, and the man is one of the biggest bodies on that Miss Olympia stage. Now him standing next to the former Miss Olympia, Hadi Choopan, and still holding his own, that was a great sight for Hunter and his fans, because that's a former Miss Olympia and an Arnold champion, and one of the most dominating bodybuilders in the recent times. Now Hunter's body is kind of a tricky one to deal with, especially in terms of peaking process, because he was unable to maintain that same look that he brought initially at the prejudging throughout that session. And those are the Weinberger's comments that Hunter Labrada, at the first glance at the prejudging, he looked like a top 3 Olympia material. So do let me know what you guys think. Can Hunter place as high as top 5 at the Olympia again? The legend and the 7 times Miss Olympia Phil Heath, he was spotted doing a back and a biceps workout, 2 of the best body parts that were his biggest strengths during his entire career. Actually scratch that. That cannot be said about his back, especially initially in his career, because he was very narrow when he first came onto the scene. And then the mastermind of Hani Rambot worked out such a great plan, as Phil was able to build some of the most round and 3D looking delts in the entire bodybuilding history. And Phil being narrow, that was never the point of concern throughout Phil Heath's Olympia reign. So Phil Heath currently is 45 years old and is only a shadow of his former self. But that's such an inspiring physique to maintain at that stage of life. He obviously isn't on any big cycle or the PEDs, and there is no need to be. Phil achieved greatness as a bodybuilder, and I don't think we are gonna see such a dominant reign anytime in the future, especially in the near future. So we are living in an era where the Olympia is very exciting, as there has been a change every single year. And we have seen that there has been a new champion every single year since 2018, except for Big Romy, who won it twice. Now compare that to Phil Heath's days. People already knew that if Phil Heath is on, everybody else, they're just fighting for second place. And he would have won more Miss Olympias if he did not encounter that midsection issue that became bigger and bigger towards the end of his career. Next up, we have an update from Quinton Beastwood. So that thighs gap that Quinton showed up with at the New York Pro last year, that has literally turned into a joke between Quinton and his fan following. And the way his quads are looking right now, he has to somehow maintain all that size to some extent while getting peeled. So the way judges placed Quinton second behind Akeem Williams at Toronto Pro, where he showed up bigger with relatively less conditioning, that was a clear-cut sign by the judges towards Quinton that they are willing to give him a better placing if he shows up full and big as a house. Now it's about time Quinton wins his first pro show and gets on that Miss Olympia stage, as this guy has been competing as a pro since 2017 and he has got a bunch of second place finishes already. So we have no idea what went wrong with Quinton during the prep last year with Matt Jensen. How was he able to lose that much muscle during such a long prep when he was weighing 330 pounds during the off-season phase, and he was actually looking pretty massive even at 6 weeks out. So his structure is just wild. Now I have no idea how long it's gonna take him to put on enough muscle, enough mass on that frame so that he can be competitive against all the top guys of today. Just looking back at what he presented at Texas Pro back in 2022, how does that same physique with, let's say, another 10 to 15 pounds do not fight for the top 6 at the Olympia level? Now Quinton had a very clear-cut stance on the coaches and is still very adamant that he's gonna prep himself. Now Milo Sorsev is a great coach, especially when it comes to putting on new muscle on a bodybuilder. So the main examples, they are Samson Dauda and Horsemdi. Both these guys made such tremendous progress in terms of size gains with Milo Sorsev. Next up, we have the physique update from the greatest classic physique competitor to ever step foot on that Miss Olympia stage, the 6 times champion Chris Bumstead. So how long will cbum be able to hold on to all that muscle now that he has no intention of competing, and that means he's probably gonna go back to a TRT dose only? Well, we are gonna find out in maybe a year and a half, but saying that he wants to be jacked at 250 pounds by the end of this year, that shows what his intentions are. Now he was totally off all the sauce after Prod Pro last year, as this was overall the most lengthy prep of his career, because Chris Bumstead, since making his Olympia debut back in 2017, he never competed in any other show other than the Olympia, and we all know how health conscious he has been throughout his career, especially after encountering a very rare autoimmune disease back in 2018. Now cbum is still very young, which opens up a lot of opportunities to make a comeback maybe in a few years. Now if I have to bet, I don't think the comeback will ever happen, because he has literally nothing left to prove, especially on that classic physique stage. He certainly can pursue the men's open class, but he really has to put on another 10 to 15 pounds on his frame to be really competitive. By that I mean be a first call-out guy. Now he did beat Sean Carrera at Prod Pro, which makes him a solid contender for maybe top 8 at the Olympia. But that being said, a 250 pounds jacked Chris Bumstead, obviously not stage ready, that is gonna be one hell of a bodybuilder. Guys, Gorilla Wear is offering a massive discount of up to 70% right now. Use the code Fazi10 to get 10% extra discount. So is Blessing Awudibu really that big, or did he just outangle Rubiel Mosquera, aka Nexzilla, and that too by that much during their Colombia tour together? Now Blessing legit has put on an enormous amount of muscle during these past 2 years, and it is just insane how big his face looks right now next to Rubiel, and that ratio of Rubiel's face relative to his neck, that is what makes Rubiel one of the most unique looking guy in the pro ranks right now. Now Blessing, as we all know, is prepping for this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro, and he has made such an impressive transformation in just a few weeks time since he started that cut phase of his diet. Now we all want to see how his quads are looking after almost 2 years away from the stage, and based on his physique update from 3 weeks back when he revealed his quads, it actually looked like that he has made some progress in the lower half. Now cannot wait to see the final package of Blessing, as this is most probably gonna be the biggest and the most conditioned version of Blessing to ever step on stage, since he's working with Stefan now. So hit the thumbs up button if you like the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.